Hello, 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 and welcome to my Zen Den. Happy Friday night. I am so happy to be stamping with you tonight. It seems like when I take a week off, for whatever reason, it seems like it's been forever since I've been able to stamp. And I have gotten down to my Zen Den a few times in the past 2 weeks to be stamping, but my house is a mess. I don't know if you can see, I have no trim. I don't like it. It was supposed to be done by now, but it's not. So I kind of put my stuff back together just a little bit so that I could share some stamping fun with you guys tonight. So I'm so thankful that you're joining in. And if you're watching on YouTube, thank you so very much for finding me. My name is Mandy VanHavermaet, and I am a demonstrator with Stampin' Up from Grey Eagle, Minnesota. And tonight, I am going to be playing with probably one of the funnest sets I've ever seen. It's called the Hippest Hippos Cling Stamp Set. And not only is it, hi Marla, hi Connie, thank you for hopping on. Not only is it a cool stamp set and die set, but it is also free, which makes me like even happier yet, right? I love free things. So I'm going to show you a couple of ideas tonight using the Hippest Hippo stamp set and explain to you how you can get it for free through Saleabration through the end of August of this year, of 2022. So I'm going to flip my camera around and I am going to get stamping. Hold on one second. There we go. My Zen gnome is still watching over my area, which is fantastic. I love my little Zen gnome. Okay, and I'm going to leave this here because guess what? Somebody said, why don't you write down a customer, a friend of mine, said, why don't you write down your measurements for your paper on a little piece of paper beside you? That way we have them. I said, oh, that's a brilliant idea. Hi, Joyce. Thank you for joining. So here are the Hippest Hippos stamp set. They are part of Saleabration. And Saleabration is where you shop for your favorite Stampin' Up products, and then you can earn free products from this brochure. It runs from the beginning of July to the end of August 2022. And there are some really, really neat products this year. This is the Hippest Hippos. So you can earn the stamp set with a $50 order. You can choose the stamp set for free. And with a $50 order, you can choose the Hippo dies that go with the stamp set. So for $100, you get both the stamps and the dies, or you can break them up. Also, I'll run through quick. There's this beautiful Rings of Love designer series paper. It goes with, it coordinates with the Ringed in Nature from the mini catalog. These cards are already sold out. The soft sea foam and pool party cards, those are already sold out. The stylish sketches, so it's a neat little wildlife stamp set. It's free with $50. The silver and gold 6x6 paper. It is so pretty, you guys. It is such a neat. That is free with a $50 order as well. And then we get into a little bit higher end. We've got the amazing phrases, which you can put together so many different phrases and wordings. That's free with a $100 order. The tree lot dies. This coordinates with the Trees for Sale stamp set in the mini catalog. It is so neat. I love this. If you are into camping or anything like that, these dies are so fun and so neat. Love them. Those are free with $100. And then the Wonderful World stamp set and Wonderful World 12x12 designer series paper. Both of those, you get both of those with a $100 purchase. So that's a really great set. And then if you were to host, so hosting a party, and you could earn the Perfect Pomegranate stamp set for free also. If you're interested in that, let me know and we will talk that over. But tonight we are focusing on the hippos. So let's get stamping. I want to just show you a little bit the stamp set, the sentiments that go with. You're always on point. You're so hip. Aw, you really are the best, and love you a ton. And I want to show you there are lots of dies that go with this. So we've got the dies that cut out each of the 3 hippos, but then we've also got this really cute little wash tub, a little boat, This little die here is actually, I can show you, it's this here, and it makes these really cool waves, like textured waves. It's actually kind of more of an edge. That's fun. A life preserver, umbrella, snorkel mask, and snorkel mouthpiece, I guess you would say. A little bee, maybe. A hat, a birthday hat. And these are all textured too. The hearts punch out 3 at a time. The glasses, the water splashes punch out 3 at a time. The 2 flowers go together, and then there's this little piece of grass also. So a really neat set of dies. Very cool. All right, without further ado, let's get stamping. Okay, so this is going to be the measurements for my first card. So I'm going to pull out my stuff here. I have got a card base that is 8.5 by 5.5, and that's scored down the center at 4 1/4. Then I've got 2 pieces of basic white, both cut at 4 by 5 1/4, so just basic panels. Then I've got an additional piece of basic white, and this is cut at 3 3/4 by 5. And then I've got 3 strips of designer series paper. These are the in colors, so I've got, and you can use any strips that you want. I have got from the in color paper pack. This is old, not old Orchid. My goodness, my brain just fell out of my head. What'd the color be? The color is Orchid Oasis. I can do this. Orchid Oasis, Sweet Sorbet, and Starry Sky. So these are both 1 1/4 by 5. Okay? So first things first, we're gonna do our tricky little magic here. And I am going to, I've got my piece of 3 3 3/4 by 5 paper. And I am going to stamp my hippopotamus, my hippo, right in the middle of that using basic black. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to punch it out using the decorative circle punch. I really like this punch, and I'm going to also use it to mat my strips. So I just want to make sure I get it up high enough, and in the center, okay? So this piece of paper will be totally hidden by these 3 strips. I just want to make sure I get my hippo in sort of the right spot. You know how I like to reuse or kind of hide my holes, right? Hide where I take my paper or take my punches from. So we're going to put our little beautiful ballerina straight down, straight up, just like that. So, darling. I'll set that aside for right now. And now I'm going to punch her out of that. And I'm just centering her. And this is a card that you would not necessarily need the dies for. I'm not going to be using any of the dies on this card. So that is a super fun. And if you only put in a $50 order, you only want the stamp set, this is a card for you. All right. So I'm going to lay these out. I think I'm going to lay them out like that. I like the way they look like that. So let's put some Stampin' Seal. And again, this is the piece of cardstock that is 3 3/4 by 5. So I'm going to cover up this hole. And the first one, I'm going to tip my piece of cardstock up like this. And then I've got my piece of my strip down also. And this is going to line them up nicely. I'm just going to tap them, make sure they're lined up. And now it's lined up nicely on my piece of cardstock. And then I'm able to line up like the bottom edge and put it right along this piece right there, like that. And then do the same thing with the Starry Sky. Just line them up nicely. Just run it right alongside. Isn't that a beautiful color combination? I just think it's so cute. Okay, so now I am going to take this ribbon is, let's see here, it's the metallic woven ribbon. So if you're part of my color club, this is the ribbon that we've been getting in our color club. If you're not part of the color club, next year you want to be, because it is a fun program where I give you lots of good ideas and you get all your in color products and so on. So I am just going to tie a basic bow. This is the Starry Sky metallic ribbon. And let's see how my bow tying skills are tonight. And remember, the back doesn't matter near as much as the front does. The back, we can always hide that ribbon. We can hide our mess. Here we go. Tie our bow. I'm a poet. So good. All right, there we go. This ribbon does really tie nicely. It's a nice and sturdy ribbon. It ties just beautiful, beautiful bows. Even if you don't like tying bows, it just is a nice, it lays nice. So we're gonna snip that off. Oh, for Pete's sake. I think I need to somehow figure out how to sharpen my scissors. Okay, that was a little long. Snip it again. Okay, there we go. So I've got that all ready to go. Okay, now I am going to mount that on my other piece of basic white, and I'm just going to be basically framing it right around there. So see, you won't see my, you are not going to see my hole. Sneaky, huh? I like it. Okay, let's put some adhesive down on here, and then we're going to mat that right down just like that. Love it. And now I'm going to fold my card base that's already scored. I'm going to burnish that with my bone folder just to give it a nice crisp edge, and then we'll put that right down on there. Okay? And you wouldn't necessarily need to mount these strips on another piece of paper. However, I find that my it looks a lot neater if I do. It's hard for me to get my paper lined up exactly how I want it to, so this gives me just a little bit more control. And you can use any scrap of paper really that you want it to be honest. Of course, I used it to punch my hippo out of too. So okay, so now we're going to color the hippo, and I have got a kind of a surprise for you guys. This is so neat, and I saw this and I was like, oh, I've got to try it, and it works. I'm going to make my hippo a cow, a Holstein cow. And if you're around farming country, you know what a Holstein is. It's the black and white marbly ones. So let's do that. I've got my Stampin' Blend marker, and this one is in basic black. With the black, you could use a regular black marker. I, of course, like my Stampin' Blends just because of the way that they color so nicely. So we're just going to put some marbly kind of features on our hippo slash cow. Who doesn't love a good cow? They just make me happy. So make her some lines. And then there is nothing that has to be perfect here. Every one that I've done has been just a little bit different because every Holstein is just a little bit different. There is no, there is not one that is the same, right? Let's put a little bit of black on her ear. Isn't that cute? Oh, I just love it. And so now I'm going to color its muzzle, its snout, I don't know what you want to call it, and its tummy with a Stampin' Blend. And this is one of the skin tones. It's the SU 800. I just wanted a lighter color to color its tummy. And its muzzle. I didn't want to do the black and white on there. I thought it would maybe be a little bit too much. So, and if you want, I'm pretty basic on my coloring. If you wanted to blend this out to give it shadowing and things like that, that's what Stampin' Blends are for. They're fantastic for it. I'm just going to do a basic coloring job here for you, just so that you can see what I've got going on. Okay, I'm going to color her Tutu, a beautiful shade of dark Orchid Oasis. I thought that would be fun. And of course, with the tutu, you could shade it and things like that. I'm just doing a basic coloring job. But I'm going to add sparkle, because what is a card without just a little bit of sparkle, right? There it is. There's our tutu. And I said I was going to make it sparkle. So I'm going to take my Wink of Stella and I'm going to add a little bit of sparkle to her tutu. So cute. Oh, and I forgot her slippers. We'll have to open our Orchid Oasis again. We need to get her ballet slippers. Oh, so cute. She's so cute. Need to get her ballet slippers. And they, of course, match her tutu. Love it. And then we need to paint her fingers. So we've got some dark sweet sorbet here. Because, of course, we were going to make her fingernails a nice, pretty red. Is that not the cutest thing ever? So darn cute. So darn cute. So, you can use your imagination. You can have cows or you can have hippos. I'm sure there's some other critters you could make also with this super cute stamp set. And like I said, this one does not require the dies. So you could do this one with a $50 order. You could totally get this stamp set and your possibilities are endless. Oh my word. Is that not the cutest thing ever? So let's put a sentiment on there. I have got the You're So Hip sentiment here. And I've got a scrap of white. Sorry, let's get that out of there. You guys can't see what I'm doing if you can't see the measurements if I've got it covered with my tools, right? So I've just got basic black. I don't want basic black. Let's do it with the Orchid Oasis. I had that planned out to do it with Orchid Oasis. Just to kind of tie everything in. And I'm talking and I'm excited about my cow, so sorry. We're going with Orchid Oasis. Black would be wonderful. You could totally do black, but I'm going with Orchid Oasis. So, stamp it in there. You're So Hip. Isn't that a beautiful color? Every time I think, oh, that one's my favorite, and then I start playing with Starry Sky, and I go, ooh, no, that one's my favorite. And then I start playing with Sweet Sorbet, and I'm like, oh, no, that one's my favorite. I've got lots of favorites. So I've got my double oval punch here, and I'm going to do something just a little bit different with this. I'm going to, oh, I went too fast this time again. I'm going to pull it over to the side. I'm not necessarily getting the entire oval. I'm going to do just that much. And then I am going to make it even with this. So I'm going to snip it off just like that. And I'm going to put it even right there. I thought that was kind of fun, something a little different. Let's get some adhesive on the back of that and put it right along the edge. Just another way to use your double oval punch. So let's add just a little bit of dots here. I've got the 2022, 2024 in color dots. These are fun because they're they've kind of got an ombre effect, the dark all the way to the light. Kind of a fun, different little way of using them. So I'm going to grab some dots and I'm going to mix them up. Here, let's flip you over. Let's flip you over, lady. There, one there. So I've got my Sweet Sorbet there. I've got, let's do that one right about in there. And then I'm going to take one that is Starry Sky and put that on the orchid there. So I've mixed them up just a little bit. Is that not the cutest card ever? I love my little cow. So cute. And here again are the measurements for that. So if you want to take a screenshot, that way you've got them. There you go. Oh, we forgot to put our inside in. We cannot write on a black card, right? So let's put our inside in. I worry so much about the outside. I wasn't even thinking about the inside. All right, there. You could totally make that a birthday card. You could make that a get well card, anything. So cute. Just a hello. Love it. Okay, card number 2. Card number 2 is going to use the dies. So here are the measurements for this. And I know it looks like a lot, but it's not bad, I promise. What I've got is a piece of Starry Sky. Let's get rid of those. a piece of Starry Sky, and this is cut at 11 by 4 1/4, and that's scored down the center at 5 1/2. So I'm going to fold and burnish that. And then on this card, I'm using the Deckled rectangle shapes, okay? And so what I've used, and these are the Deckled rectangles, and I really, really like these dies. They kind of give it a torn paper look without being torn. They're super cute. So I'm using the largest rectangle I've got in Crumb Cake, and the second largest rectangle, so this one here, is going to be in Basic White, and I've already got those cut out for us, okay? And then I've got some scraps of Basic White, and then I use scraps of Sweet Sorbet, Daffodil Delight, and Pear Pizzazz. And then for the inside, I've got a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 Basic White. If you're looking for the Deckled rectangle dies, they are in the big catalog, back in the dies section. Super cute. I would advise, that's one that I would really like. I would encourage you to get. So, all right, I am going to set those 2 pieces aside, set that aside, and I'm going to grab my Deckled rectangle, my Basic White one. I'm also going to grab a piece of scratch paper just to work on, and we are going to do some blending. So I have got a Balmy Blue, and I have a Pear Pizzazz ink pad. Okay, I'm going to start with my Pear Pizzazz. And remember, we're going to, when we use a blender brush, we're going to start off our paper to get that icky stuff off, and then with a light hand, we're going to work our way up onto where we are, where we're blending. So I'm just basically, I'm making a landscape, right? So there's my grass, and now I'm going to use the Balmy Blue and create the sky. Super simple, not a difficult, technique here at all. All right, so I'm done with my Balmy Blue and my Pear Pizzazz, and now I am going to, let's see here, I am going to bring in my stamps. I'm going to stamp on my scratch paper with Basic Black, and I'm using this cute little hippo right there. And I like to stamp, I'm going to color this guy, but I like to stamp and let it sit for a little bit before I color it. So that's why I'm stamping right now. And then I'm going to set it aside, and then I'm going to bring in my other pieces to start putting my card together. Okay, so we can get rid of that. So I'm going to attach my Deckled rectangle down onto my Starry Sky. Is that not the yummiest color ever? It's so pretty. I just love it. It is like the richest blue. It's just gorgeous. Love it. And see, doesn't that Deckled rectangle, it's just cute. It's not your typical everyday rectangle. So I like it a lot. And I'm going to canter this here this front one just a little bit. I made the Crumb Cake square, but I am going to canter this just a little bit. Not a whole lot, but just a little bit, just to give it a little character. Because this is going to be a very fun card. All right. So just like that. And so we're going to do just a basic coloring job on our hippo here. I have got, let's see, the only colors I'm using are the Smoky Slate blends, the light and the dark, and the Petal Pink, light and dark. So let's go ahead and start with that. I'm going to color its face, its snout. I don't know what I want to call this. I'm not coloring the mouth. And then I'm coloring its tummy. And I'm using the light Petal Pink for this. Super cute. And then for the body of the hippo, I'm using light Smoky Slate. And I've got my big end, I'm just using a really light hand to use the big end. You could definitely be using the smaller end if you wanted. I find coloring so relaxing most of the time. If I'm doing it for fun and I'm not feeling pressured, it is so relaxing. By pressured, I mean as long as there's not one of my kids going, but you should do that, but you should do that. Mom, what if you use this color? And they really do help every once in a while. They're so sweet. Now I'm going to take my dark Smoky Slate and I'm going to get its fingertips. And the reason that I'm not coloring them like pink or something like that, like a toenail polish or fingernail polish, is because this card can be used for a boy or a girl. There is no, it's kind of a unisex card, so that's kind of nice. I'm going to grab my die. And let's see, this die right here goes with him. So I'm going to take my die and I'm going to go ahead and cut out my hippopotamus, and I've cut all my other pieces out and I'll bring those in also. So I should have put him on my, and I'm going to use just a post-it note to hold it down just to make sure it doesn't wiggle. And I know I was talking about the magnetic plate a lot. Stampin' Up! Actually decided to discontinue the sale of their magnetic plate because the performance of it, the durability of it was not there. And of course, Stampin' Up! Doesn't want to sell products that are not durable and that they don't find good value in. So we're back to using sticky notes, and that is okay. So we can take the sticky note off of there, and now my little hippo is cut out. So stinking cute. Love him. Okay, so let's build our card. And so I said I've got things cut out already. So what I did is I went ahead and I cut out some of the grass, and I cut that out in Pear Pizzazz. And I'm just going to place them down in, just a bunch of them down in my green part of my landscape. And I'm going to attach them with some glue dots, and I'm just placing these here. I just want to see what they look like. And then I've got my umbrella. Is that not cute? He's holding the umbrella. So darling. And then I've got this little bee, and I thought the bee was just so cute that I wanted something up in the sky. So that's how that is going to sit, just like that. So let's attach all that stuff down. First start with this big guy, and I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal. And you could use Stampin' Seal, you could use glue. This would be a great use for the glue, honestly. So then we're gonna use that just like that. In fact, I am gonna put just a little touch of glue on the handle of this thing. And when I say a touch, I mean you're hardly gonna see it, because I don't want it squishing out. The fine tip glue pen would work really well for this also, just so you're aware. And since I got it out, let's use the glue there. The fine tip glue pen would actually work really, really well for this. So keep that in mind. Okay. And then I planned on using glue dots for all of my grass, and that is going to kind of make the grass stand up a little bit, so I've got a little bit of texture there, right? And these dies have so, like, I don't know if you can see down here in the down from where I'm at, but they've got texture in them. They're so cute. They've got like little lines in there for the grass. So stinking cute. And the umbrella has lines in it too. Very, very cool. I think they are just absolutely darling. one more. Let's put him down. They kind of look like little hands almost. So, and then let's put our little bee. That bee is not going to work with that. I'm going to have to kind of wind my glue dot is a little bit too big for my bee. So I just kind of rolled it up, curled it up, and I put it on the back. So it's kind of like folded. So it's almost going to be like a dimensional, but not quite. Okay. And so then I needed a sentiment. So I've got my Starry Sky ink pad, and I've got, aw, you really are the best. You have to, when you read it, you have to say it like, read it like that too. Aw. And I'm going to stamp that directly down on there. Just like that. Is that not so cool? I love it. The only thing I could have done different with this is maybe splashed a little water in the background. That would have been neat. Oh, so cute. These hippos, I just can't get enough of them. Okay, let's make sure we finish off our inside. Let's put a piece of basic white on the inside. So there's the dimensions for that card as well. I just can't get enough of these hippos. They're so fun. I started panicking. I thought I made my card upside down. Couldn't get it open. Have you ever done that? Made your card upside down, get done with everything, and then realize that you've got the seam on the wrong, like either on this side or you've got the seam on this side? It happens to the best of us. All right, so there is card number 2. So stinking cute. And if you want to take a screenshot, there you go. It's ready for you. So bring in both cards for us here. A lot of ink colors tonight, but I thought they were just fun. These are such fun, happy cards, and the ink colors are such fun, happy colors. So I told you I would tell you how you could earn these. And I just want to go over one thing with you. If you're not sure, if you really want the hippos, but you're not sure what you should order, consider becoming a Paper Pumpkin subscriber. Paper Pumpkin is a monthly subscription, and if you were to order 6 months prepaid, it would be $122.50. So you're going to save $5 overall for the cost of the Paper Pumpkin, because you can do this pay as you go and it'd be $23.50. But if you get a 6-month subscription, you're going to get $5 off of that price. So that's already a deal number 1. And then deal number 2, you would qualify to get both the Hippo stamp set and the Hippo dies. So if you are interested in that, let me know. There's a link down in the description or down in the comments of the Facebook video, otherwise down in the subscription of the YouTube video. So just so you're aware, Paper Pumpkin is a great, if you're starting with crafting, just getting going, this is a great way to do it. Otherwise, it also makes great gifts. So Christmas is coming, just saying. It's 5 months away. My carrier told me today at work. He said, Amanda, do you realize that it's 5 months till Christmas? Oh my gosh, Gary, it's hot outside. Let's focus on hot. I couldn't believe you said that. It's 5 months till Christmas. We're not ready for that. So I hope you guys enjoyed those cards. Have a fantastic weekend. I hope you get some crafting in. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Otherwise, I will see you back here next Friday night. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.